Hey guys, what's up? Spencer from PureGrainAudio.com here. I'm with Colin of the Porcupine Tree.
Hi.
So first off, I want to congratulate you on releasing your 16th studio album. Now that it's... Sorry?
Yeah, as many as that. I've lost count. But carry on, sorry.
I just counted in the albums today.
Oh, okay. There's a few live ones in there, I think. And maybe a couple of compilations.
Alright.
I think it's number 10.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
so. But I'm sorry.
There's a multitude.
It's quite a few, I suppose. Yeah, it's quite a few.
Alright, well, you just released it a couple weeks ago, so how are you feeling now that the record has dropped?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been our most successful CD, most successful album, at a time when people aren't buying CDs anymore, and it's charted. It made the Billboard. I don't know what it did in Canada, but it made the Billboard in America. So I think it was 24. I've lost count of where else, but it's been quite good for us. We've obviously picked up a lot of new people into the music. It's quite an ambitious album. It's not necessarily commercial in the accepted sense of the word. So I guess we're all really pleased about it. It should be a good, it should continue to pick up momentum as well. As we're touring the whole thing, we're picking up a lot more people interested that maybe didn't know about it before. So yeah, no, we're all really positive about it.
Awesome, that sounds great. Now you guys incorporate a lot of different instruments into your music. Do you ever find it difficult to write like that, or?
Well, I think what you hear is the four of us,
Yeah.
And it's quite sonically dense music anyway. We've Richard playing keyboards. He uses a lot of different textures, a lot of different things. Steve's experimenting with different guitars. He's got baritone guitar. We all like the acoustic sounds, and I like to try different things on the bass. There's a track on the album where I used a bit of double bass. I play a bit of fretless sometimes. I'm also quite into down tuning. So between the four of us, we like to put in. I guess it's like having a giant pot.
Okay.
And we've all got something we can add to the pot, you know what I mean? And it's not just one ingredient.
Yeah.
Between the four of us, there's several different things we can stick in. So, I mean, that's a good thing, I reckon.
Yeah. How do you play a fretless? I could never get used to that, man. Like without being.
Yeah. It's a bit challenging. I mean, even the problem with sometimes playing live is that you can't always quite hear yourself.
Yeah.
To pitch, but I did spend a long time playing the double bass, and there was a period of time where I took it quite seriously, and I practiced with a bow.
Okay.
And that definitely helped, But it's something, if you were playing fretted and you wanted to move on to fretless, I think you just have to stick with it.
Yeah.
And there's things you can do, like one of the things I do sometimes is set up something with a looping pedal, and just play against it so you can hear your tuning. But it's it's an ongoing thing. There's anything like that, you're never ever going to play it 100% in tune all the time, and it's about learning to hear and adjust, and that's a process that just takes a bit of time, and it's an ongoing thing, so you have to keep working on that one.
Okay. Okay, well, you guys released a double LP version of The Incident on vinyl, and 2,000 of those had a 48-page book with it.
That's right.
Could you explain to us what the contents of the book are and where the idea for the book came from?
Well, the sort of lyrical content is really kind of Steve's thing, but it's all based on this idea that the term incident is often used, for example, in the news, and it's something that it's kind of like a small word that can have a multitude of meanings, and some of the things in the lyrical themes in the album are incidents that have happened, but if you actually examine them a bit closer, then you find out that something like a car crash, you drive past a car crash and it says, police incident, that's what we have in England, the road signs.
Oh, okay.
But actually, somebody might have died, somebody might be maimed, it's a kind of tragic, massive event for the people involved, And that's the kind of thinking behind the original concept, was to kind of expand that. So there's all different incidents that happen in the sort of lyrical themes, and there's a mass suicide of a cult, and there's a couple of other things that I can't quite remember now, but the whole point is that you're taking a dispassionate term and applying it to something that could be enormous, or could be very, very tragic, or very meaningful, or certainly meaningful, maybe in a very negative way, for people, like those kind of crossover moments that people have, if you're in an accident or plane crash or whatever, something terrible. So it's kind of a contradiction to use a term like that, really. But we're all a bit kind of media desensitized. But anyway, to get back to your question, the whole thing is that the booklet, we had a German artist do some drawings for the album, and we were going to use those as album cover, but in the end we didn't. And what's happened is the deluxe edition has a booklet full of his drawings, which are kind of companion drawings to the incident. Kind of, he's kind of inspired by the music, if you like, and the lyrics and stuff like that. And we also have a Danish guy who works with us. He's been working with us since about 2002, who does a lot of photography. And in the kind of standard edition of the album, mostly it's his photography that gets used. But we all kind of sit there and sift through the imagery, and we all have an input into more or less what we like and what we don't like, and then it's kind of a majority decision as to what goes in where. So, but I must say the special edition was something that once we designed the package, once we'd all kind of okayed the package and everything, it was something that was taken out of our hands. So I was actually a bit kind of shocked by the price, but there you go.
Well, you guys have been on the road, obviously, for a long time. How long can you see yourself continuing to go out on the road and, writing music?
Yeah, I think so. This is shaping up to be our most successful tour. So, I mean, after all this time, it's great to keep, to kind of get such a good reaction. So there's no reason to stop doing it, I mean, prior to this tour, we hadn't been out for about a year. So that time was spent, kind of making the record and doing our own stuff, and basically getting time away from each other. Because between now and probably, this time next year, we're going to be together a lot, working together a lot every day with the crew and ourselves. So it's healthy to have the time off as well.
Yeah, spend every day with the same.
Yeah. You kind of run out of things to say to each other. And the crew too, it's kind of difficult. But no, it works quite well. We've got quite a good balance of personalities. So
that's good. What would you say is your most memorable moment in your career thus far? This is the yearbook question.
Memorable moment. I don't know. That's a really tough one to pick one moment. Sorry to ruin your
it's all right. We did it for grade 12 yearbook.
Wow. Okay. See, I don't have the attitude of picking one moment. For me, every time, even if you're playing the same song, and you might have played it 50 times before, every time you play it, it's unique. Every set of circumstances is unique. I might be playing the same bass, and I might be in the same venue I was in last year, but every time, it's like a Zen thing for me. Every time you approach something, it can be very different, And there's always a chance that if I'm playing, I might be using a plectrum, I might drop it or something, or I might slip over or get my foot, so the concentration has to be there all the time. And I approach things like that, and I don't really think, that's really... I mean, there's obviously lots of times when it was quite meaningful to me the first time we sold out a big London venue, because that's where I come from, and that's, like my friends came and all the rest of it, and that was quite meaningful to me, but that wouldn't mean anything to anybody else. And it's probably not kind of memorable in that sort of way. So I'd probably, if I had to pick one, I'd give you that answer.
Okay.
I'd say that it was the first time we sold out the Forum, which is a sizable venue, somewhere that I'd been as a punter, and seen loads of concerts myself, and to think, actually we've kind of sold this out. That's really great. I'd pick that moment, but I tend not to think like that, because we're always moving on,
Yeah. Does it still surprise you when you're like selling out venues, because like tonight is sold out, and then you have a bunch that have already been sold out for a long time?
Surprised, yeah. Well, I think we were a little bit surprised about this tour. We've just been to North America, the USA, as it were, and we were told even shortly before we undertook the tour that not to kind of expect too much, because the economic climate and all the rest, and these kind of reasons. And that's the reason we didn't play outside of any of the major cities in America. And actually, it worked really, really well. We had so many sellouts; it was kind of ridiculous. So that's surprising in a very nice way, and very gratifying as well. And of course, it means that we'll obviously come back and do some more.
Well, thank you very much for the interview.
All right, you're welcome.
I look forward to the show tonight and to your return.
Yeah.
And for all you guys out there, check out the new album by the Porcupine Tree. It's called The Incident.